All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the MSP Success webinar series. We've got a great session that is in store for you today here, all talking about a customer-centric approach and making sure that you're securing business that right now you might be missing. And this is a great way to be able to take away business from others that aren't doing some of the things that we're going to be talking about on today's call here. And so just a few quick items from a housekeeping here for everyone as you're getting on the call is that I've got Rita on the call with me, and I'll introduce her in just a moment here. But I want to make sure that all of you are looking at and prioritizing with TMT and MSP Success the fall roadshow tour that we've got coming up. It's actually starting later this month. We're going to be in Chicago. We're going to be in Newark, New Jersey. We're also going to be in Las Vegas. It is at mspsalesroadshow.com. If you are a TMT member, which I know many of you likely are, then 2 tickets of yours are already paid for as part of your membership. They're usually $497 for a ticket. If you're not a member, there's actually a special deal that's going on right now. It is on the website, mspsalesroadshow.com, and you can get $400 off a ticket. And so they're normally $497. If you opt in for our email list, you will get a coupon code emailed to you for only $400 off. And so watch for that. The one other that I would encourage you to take a look at is our Next Gen MSP Tour that is sponsored by MSP Success. We have 4 additional cities that are coming up this fall, beginning next week in Omaha. We are also going to be in Denver, Portland, and Phoenix through the end of the year. And so if you're on the more the western side of the country, or you wanted to visit one of those, go ahead and check those out. Those are phenomenal day-and-a-half events that we have going on. So getting to this webinar that we've got here today, for everyone, a couple quick housekeeping items here is that I'm going to be your host on this, but I'm going to turn it over to Rita. If you do have questions, I will encourage you actually on this of where you can type into the chat. And why don't I ask of if you want to type in where you are listening in or watching in there today, just type that in the chat. But also, if you have questions today, and so we will have some time at the end of the webinar today for questions, and we've got some of the team members from Answer Connect that are on as well for those questions. Then use the Q&A section or the question section there, and that's just a little bit easier for us to be able to prioritize those and make sure that we're getting all of them. But if you have any questions or any comments, things as we're going along, then just go ahead and type those into the chat, and everyone will see those. So I'm seeing a few. I'll just name off a few. We've got Mania, I think it is, in Minnesota. We've got Tom in Los Angeles, Keith in Houston. Daniel is in Portland, Oregon. So Daniel, make sure you get signed up for that Next Gen MSP Tour. That's a rare one that we're actually making it out to Portland there. I'll post up both of those in the chat. Oh, looks like Daniel's already signed up for that one. We've got Benjamin in Edinburgh, Scotland. So we are international on this. We've got Doug Hobson from Connecticut, Russell from Fountain Valley there, and many others. And so great to see a lot of you here on the call here today, and just getting going with it. And so, Rita's been with Answer Connect for the last 5 years. A lot of really cool stuff of what they're doing over there. And we're going to talk about how to make sure that you're getting nearly instantly increased leads and answered calls by 30% a month or more. And most importantly on this, and I know it's on the page, stealing hot leads from others, because, and Rita, we'll talk about this as we're going with this, of making sure that you're getting those hot leads, not your competitors that aren't doing the things that were on this call. So Rita, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you, Jeff. What a great introduction. Lots of good housekeeping. I'm actually going to be at the road shows, so
okay, great.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get to meet a lot of you that are on here right now and some additional people that I haven't already met. As Jeff said, I am Rita and I am with Answer Connect. I'm a senior account executive. So I appreciate all of you being here, and we'll just go ahead and get started. What is a customer-centric approach? It's important to you because fostering a customer-centric environment, excuse me, can increase customer satisfaction and loyalty, which results in stronger relationships with customers, higher retention rates, and an increase in customer referrals. Who doesn't love a referral? So back in 2020, we worked with Arlington Research to conduct an independent survey into the business professional's relationship to the phone. The research gathered responses from 200 professionals, much like yourselves, covering roles from owner to CEO to managing directors. And we found that on average, 46% of sales were made by telephone, and 60% of the respondents said that the telephone was their best customer service tool. Those are some pretty cool stats, actually. Give me a second here. Sorry about that. I'm navigating my own slides, so bear with me. So let's get into how to overcome some of those challenges that can stifle your growth. You know that in the world of tech, emergencies don't wait and they rarely follow your business hours. And this is why 24/7, that 24/7 angle is so important to you. So I want to go into some of these stats that you see here. We've studied call patterns from all of our customers across the US and Canada. We found that 44% of calls come outside of business hours, as we were just talking about. Although this isn't representative of all MSP call patterns, but it would be representative of how your customers would probably prefer to communicate with you for that 24/7 support. And along with analyzing our own call data, we conducted an independent survey into the business professional's relationship to the phone. Based on that research, one of the biggest challenges facing MSPs today is the problem of missed calls. 61% of you said it wasn't uncommon for callers to wait over 5 minutes before getting a response. But almost the same number said that they know callers will hang up if their call isn't answered within 5 minutes. 5 minutes, which begs the question, why? Why is this okay? And why would you wait on hold for 5 minutes to give your business to someone? Just like what Jeff was saying, they're going to move on to somebody else. Those hot leads are moving on. So those missed calls are more than just an inconvenience to your customers. It really can lead to long-term reputational damages and eventually, again, customers moving on to the competitor.
Hey, Rita, can I just jump in real quick of something? Because
Sure.
I've got a good point that goes along with that is
Sure.
we for about 4 years, we did a class specifically around pay-per-click. And what we ended up finding is that when someone was calling a cold lead, calling in, looking for, I need IT support, I need a company, my company is not doing it for me, they're not being responsive, whatever it might be, is that we found is that when they went online, and if you're doing well online, whether it's through paid ads or others, is that they would go to the top of it. They'd call the first company if the website looked good and it looked professional and fit who they were. If they didn't get a live person, if they got voicemail, even if they left a voicemail for that company, by the time someone called back a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes later, the person had already booked a call with someone else. So it was the company that actually picked up the phone was the one, especially in those dire situations of where that getting it right away.
Yeah.
And you see that oftentimes with service companies of where if you don't get someone right away, whatever the response is, then oftentimes it's just, let me go to the next one, because if this is how it is on the front end, what is it going to be when I'm actually working with this company on a regular basis?
So true. So much truth right there, Jeff. And it really is true. And if we really even think of ourselves in that, in that aspect, you're somewhere or you're needing something, a restaurant, a doctor, an attorney, maybe not all in that order, but you need some of those things. And you're calling out and you can't reach somebody. We live in a world of we need it right now, today, in this moment. And if you aren't answering those calls, they are 100% moving on. You do, I do, and so do they.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, great point. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that. So your next challenge, whoops, I'm mixed up here. Everybody give me a hot minute, because again, I'm doing my own slide presentation here and I am not doing well with it. So maybe I need an assistant here. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you can see the next is challenge is time. So missing your calls isn't the only problem. The phone is still the most popular channel for contacting a business. It's not just the benefit of getting new business, as we were just talking about, but 3 out of 4 MSPs say that they rely on the telephone to create a personal rapport and solve customer problems. The quick response, the reassurance of hearing a real human voice, recognizing your client, all of these elements combine to make the telephone the most popular tool for businesses and consumers alike. Who would have thought? And how can you ensure you answer every call without spending the majority of your day on the phone? MSPs, we have found, spend an average of 3 hours on calls every day. That's over a third of the day just answering calls. So this makes finding time to perform all your other daily tasks that you need to do to run your business a lot more difficult. And in turn, it limits your performance and damages your reputation as a provider. So something has to give, and you don't want it to be your business. And of course, another challenge is workforce. Every business faces the challenge of hiring and maintaining a well-trained workforce. And this has been truly magnified during COVID and post-COVID, as I'm sure many of you can agree. Hiring in-house comes with its own obstacles. Not only do you have to advertise a job vacancy, money you're spending there, you also have to go through the exhausting process of interviewing applicants and then training them in the role. All of these obstacles can stifle your growth and, more importantly, limit your customer service capabilities. So you might be wondering why we've included that average salary of $74,803 for an engineer. So you pay your engineers to maintain your systems, solve problems, perform other technical tasks. You aren't paying them to field basic calls and handle your customer service. Every time they answer a call that could be handled by a receptionist, you're wasting not only money, but a valuable resource of your business to your team. And of course, your engineers still need to answer calls, but these should be calls that are actually supporting the client. The more time they have to focus on their work, the better overall your service will be. You'll never have a product or a price advantage again. They can be too easily duplicated, but a strong client service culture cannot be copied. This is from Jerry Fritz, who is a motivational leader and trainer. People are social animals. We are social at the core. So shift your focus from constantly improving your products, which, by the way, is, of course, very important, but shift that to improving the quality of your service, because that's just a really big factor in being able to gain and retain business. Meet your customers where they are. Customers have more choices than ever when it comes to contacting a company. A big part of offering great service is being available on those channels and being able to communicate and offer consistent service across all of them. More than likely, you probably use most of these, if not all of them. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, the phone, chat, texting. We all do these things, probably more than we really want to admit or we really want to do. But we all use them, which means your customers are as well, or your potential customers. So embrace cross-channel support. What's the most frustrating aspect of a poor customer service experience? 36% of consumers say it's when an agent lacks the knowledge to solve the customer's issue. But a close second is when consumers have to repeat themselves or provide data multiple times. Make sure when you transfer a customer from a live chat to a call that they don't have to repeat themselves all over again. You don't like it. I don't like it. When we call a place, they ask for your name. They ask for your card number. They ask what the situation is, what the problem is. You give them all the information and you're so excited because they've taken it all down, only to be transferred to the next person who's asking the information all over again. It's so frustrating. So really, it's all about the 3 C's: communication, convenience, and cohesion. 35% of customers expect to be able to contact the same customer service agent through any communication channel. And ultimately, customers look at your company as one entity. Having to repeat themselves or being passed between multiple customer service reps really does destroy that illusion. Ensure that your team is working from the same page. That's how you build that cohesion across channels. You want to have them, maybe give them a list of talking points and structure them in order of the most important points so that if a client is transferred to someone else, they know exactly where to pick up from. The power of the 3T approach to customer service is simple, but it's an effective way to ensure your clients know where they are in the process. Build that trust with your clients by establishing a personal connection and be transparent. If an issue is going to take an unknown amount of time to resolve, be honest and tell them that. I mean, honesty can hurt, of course, but it's also essential to maintaining that trust with your clients. And lastly, aim to offer timeframes for everything, even if it's when you'll get back to them with the proper deadline for a request. Offering those timeframes put people at ease and feeds back into the idea of transparency. I always ask my clients, my leads, to take it back to themselves. Like, what do you want? How do you want to feel whenever you have a client or a customer experience? Really, that's all you're doing, is you're taking it back to how you would feel when you are a customer. Personalization. Hearing your name causes a chemical reaction inside your brain. Feel-good hormones such as dopamine and serotonin are released into your brain when you hear your name. So every time someone uses your name, they feel important. They feel like they have a little more connection with you. They listen to what you have to say. Personalization is fundamental to delivering meaningful customer service. Keeping customer profiles on hand so you can see all their information at a glance. If you're using a CRM, this is a great resource for that information, to have all of those notes. When you recognize them by name, their previous interactions that they've had with you, you not only deliver a better experience for them, you save time, not only for you, but for the client as well. And this shows how much you respect and value them. Keep it human. We love humans. Well, for the most part. In 2021, we conducted another independent survey with one poll. We love conducting surveys. This time, we spoke to consumers across the US, UK, and Canada about their attitudes to the use of AI in customer service. Your business is built on deep personal connection. Why would you use artificial intelligence for that interaction with your valued customer? Just some of these stats that you can see on here, 78% prefer to speak to a real person over AI or a chatbot. 71% feels AI does not improve the customer service. I mean, how can it? And 75% are frustrated when they can't reach a real person on the phone. We've all been through this. We've all hit the phone against the wall, our desk, or whatever it is, when you're hitting 000, representative, because you just want to speak to a person. It's frustrating. Your clients don't feel any different about that. Can you tell I'm passionate about that? So what's the solution? Most people opt for the in-house receptionist route. You probably already have someone if you have more than one person that's working with you. So that's one person answering calls on behalf of your business and passing the messages back to you. This option brings several benefits, including a possible personal interaction with your callers and or clients, and the scope to give them to give them other in-house tasks, meaning the receptionist, when they're not answering the phone, like greeting visitors or any kind of office assistance you might need. However, an in-house receptionist comes with several drawbacks. For one, they can't answer every call. In-house receptionists typically work, 9 to 6, 8 to 5, typically Monday through Friday. So this results in missed calls that come in outside of those hours. If you need someone to work after hours, you're going to have to hire more than one. In-house receptionists are also entitled to paid holidays, sick days, and other company benefits, as they should be. But besides that, each receptionist can only answer one call at a time. If someone happens to call when your receptionist is already on the phone with another client, they'll likely end up on voicemail. We all know how this is going to end. So a virtual receptionist service, on the other hand, comes with several benefits. As the virtual receptionists work on a shift basis, there's always someone available to take a call. Most virtual receptionist services cover nights, weekends, and holidays, although, of course, you'd need to check and confirm if a service charges extra for this. And because a virtual receptionist service always has multiple receptionists on shift, you can handle multiple calls at once. Perhaps most importantly, the distributed model in which receptionists work from their own home offices. This means that the service is not vulnerable to power outages or natural disasters. We've all seen this happen. A call center gets hit and they're down, and well, I'm not going to say it, but you're just out of luck. This is an advantage virtual receptionist services have over traditional brick and mortar call center models, in which a storm or power outage can affect that entire team. So let's go over how Answer Connect can help you overcome some of those challenges, and a little bit about how our services work with your customer service processes. Who are we? We are, above all, a people-powered company. We don't use AI and we don't use chatbots. Your client always experiences a live person taking your calls. And just as importantly, we know our clients reached out to us because they need a consistently reliable service to take those calls. And we're versatile. We integrate seamlessly with your favorite tools and apps. And some quick facts about us. We were founded in 2002. We've been around for a little bit. We serve thousands of businesses with over 1,500 employees to support you and your business. And Forbes chose us as best overall answering service for 2023. We will absolutely put that feather in our cap. Very proud of that. So how it works. At its core, the process truly is very simple. We work with you to build scripts that are unique and custom for your business goals. Tell us about your business. We can help create that script for you. You start forwarding your calls to a number that we provide you, and we automatically start answering in that script that you've worked with our team on. We can create a super simple script, taking a name, a number, a message, or if you need something more robust, such as a decision tree, a web form, lead intake, anything like that, our team can certainly help you with that as well. And you get instant notifications. So all of your calls come to you in real time, meaning, or excuse me, not all of your calls, all of your messages come to you in real time. The receptionist engage with your leads and customers 24/7. No need to schedule time for us to take your calls. We're here for you. You forward the lines, we pick up the calls. It sounds like it would be really complicated, but it's super simple, I promise. Again, we send you the messages in real time, and you're able to see these also in a desktop portal that we provide you. Or if you download our mobile app, you can also conveniently see all of the messages in there as well. Okay, I'm again lost. Everybody hold on. There we go. As I just mentioned, you have total access to stay connected with us and your clients. So you can even listen back to call recordings and leave feedback on how we handled the call. Our team is here for you 24/7, and they are super responsive to your needs and your questions or any concerns that you may have. We have such an amazing client service team. They really are, aside, of course, from our agents who take your calls, they're the backbone of our company and so smart. But we know sometimes that you just want to use your own tools to work. So what about when you need your call information flowing into one system? Well, we have an answer for that. This is how we work with all of your systems. We love technology, and we know how important it is for your business. So combining technology with the human element is a win-win. That's why we integrate with a vast array of software, allowing you to get the information you need in the channels you want. You have your systems and tools, and you may not want to change them when you sign up to a new service, and you shouldn't have to. That's why we integrate with hundreds of applications through Zapier, and we add new ones all the time, always evolving. And just a side note, I don't know if I can say this or not, Jeff, but I'm going to do it anyway. I know that Keep was discussed as a CRM, and I know that part of the team is working on web forms and having that as an integration. We've already discussed with our team how that would work seamlessly and beautifully. So super excited about that. I don't think they've launched it yet, so nobody shoot me here. So what do your clients expect? How do businesses use an answering service? In truth, there are hundreds of ways you can use it, but we've put together some of the most common for MSPs. After hours coverage, we've been talking about this the whole webinar. We can handle IT support requests when emergencies strike. Tier 1 level support, we can also assist with there. Cross-channel communication. Clients shouldn't have to repeat themselves. Again, we've discussed this at length. They shouldn't have to discuss or repeat themselves across different platforms. We can help you with that. Urgent response protocol. So we can prioritize critical and non-critical support requests for you as well. So this is always helpful. Secure connection. Your clients expect all communications to be safe and secure. So how do we support MSP clients? I'd like to share a few of our MSP clients and how we've provided support to them. Some of them have been with us for years, and I think one of them is relatively new, but they all had one thing in common. They knew that they needed to deliver a 24/7 service and reached out to us to help them achieve that. We love that. So this is Erin Cheatwood, who is the owner of Rescue IT Solutions. And the problem that Erin had was he wanted to give customers his full attention. I think all of you can relate to that as business owners. You want to do that. But unknown inbound calls were causing issues. As he said, there's only one of me, and I needed help answering the phones, which can be a problem if there's only one of Erin. And the solution was we began supporting Erin just in time for his vacation, which allowed him to focus on his vacation with family while in Hawaii. Go, Erin. And the result was, as he said, I've never been able to ignore my phone on vacation before. It also means I can dedicate my time to being present with clients, knowing my calls will be handled the way that I need them to be. I love that. And Erin actually is one of our newer clients. This is Scott Immerman. He is the founder of SEAL Systems. And the problem that Scott was experiencing, he was looking for an answering service so he could focus on his clients' needs while still offering phone and scheduling services 24/7, 365 days a year. The solution was, he said, I kept asking if they could do this and that, and each time they said no problem. And when he says they, he means our client service team, just as a note, which was not the response I received from any other provider. So he wasn't getting that type of, I guess, service or answers from anybody else that he went to. So we're very proud, as I mentioned, of our client service team. The result, just one missed call could cost us at least several $100s. So Answer Connect is a must for us. Clients report that they like how quickly and efficiently their calls are handled. Also, just a side note, we are super proud of our service levels of our agents. Our operations team works really hard to make sure that we are always staffed properly to take those calls. But we capture calls between the second and fourth ring. Typically, I think we're at 99.7% to capture those calls that quickly. So I love that. Nobody likes long ring time. Nobody likes to repeat anything. Nobody likes long ring times. We are a difficult group of people. Lastly, I have Robert Sarkis, and he is with, I cannot read this, I apologize. Oh, Geek 911. And his problem was he wanted to focus on researching and providing technology solutions to clients and not have to worry about answering telephone calls or, more importantly, miss a call, which again, we've talked at great length about. So the solution was, he stated, choosing an answering service is like picking a new face for your company. The person answering the telephone will be the first impression many clients will have of our business. No truer words are spoken. We talk a lot about this. My colleague Jacqueline and I, we understand that it is a commitment. Sometimes we're at events and, we have promos, which you'll see one here shortly. And of course, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you and to have you purchase our product. But we also get it. I mean, you are literally giving your business, all of your customers over to us with the expectation that we're going to handle the calls. And we want to meet that expectation. We're human. We are not perfect, but I will tell you that, again, our team is amazing and very responsive to any concerns that you may have. I think we're pretty much a win-win most of the time, but every once in a while, there's a little thorn there. But anyway, the result for Robert was we always get compliments from our clients who call our toll-free number. Knowing that they're having a positive experience with the operators confirms that we made the right decision. Music to my ears. I just love hearing this. So thank you, Robert, for that. Next up, I'm happy to field any questions if any questions came through. I could barely maneuver the slides, so I'm sorry if I can't see the chats there.
Yeah, let me grab a few questions here.
Thank you. I'm going to see if I can maybe see them in here. Oh, there's a lot going on in that chat.
Yeah, so if you do have any full questions, I know there's some in the chat that I'm going to grab out there, but if you do have questions now, go ahead and post them up in the questions or the Q&A. I'm going to go through a couple of these. You mentioned about tier 1 level support, and Manya was asking, when you say you can provide tier 1 level support, are you saying you have resources to address client technical issues as if it was our in-house help desk?
So great question. Thank you for that. When we talk about that, you'll hear me say a lot, even if you're speaking to me outside of this webinar, we work off of scripting. That's how our agents live and die, so to speak. They can only go on what they see on the screen that comes up. So it's really important that if you're wanting us to provide that type of support, when you sign up and you're working with our onboarding team, that you let them know, these are the questions we need to have answered to find out, is this an emergency? What type of problems that they're experiencing. So when we say tier 1 level support, that's what we're talking about. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know the team had answered a few of these here too, but I want to make sure we get it on the
good.
recording as well.
Thank you.
So Peyton and Jacqueline have been on here answering some of these.
Thanks, guys.
Can calls be routed back to the office, or is it just taking a message and sending that back over? So can they be transferred back to the office to be able to answer live?
Yeah, I apologize. I thought there was an answer there. So yes, we do offer live transfer. It's part of any package that you're in. And really it works like just being in your office. So call comes in, again, somewhere in that script, it indicates that, I don't know, all emergencies go to Jeff. So there's a number for the agent to dial out to. We're a click to dial system. It's a soft phone system. So no chance for an error of misdialing or anything like that. The agent clicks on that. Jeff answers. Hi, Jeff. This is Rita from the contact center. I have Jacqueline on the line with an emergency. Can you take the call? Jeff says yes. We merge the calls together. And our agent will just conclude their notes. We do not, that is not billable time. And then we just disconnect from the call. Jeff and Jacqueline can have a 3-hour phone call, and we're not billing for that time. And also, if I can just quickly say, if Jeff is not available, because probably somebody's going to ask that, if Jeff is not available or just can't take the call, there will also be instructions in that script. If Jeff doesn't answer, to go back to Jacqueline and let her know that he is not available. Or if Jeff answers and he's like, I just can't take, I don't want to deal with Jacqueline right now, or I can't talk to her right now, we would just go back to Jacqueline and let her know that he will reach back out.
So a couple questions that kind of came up from that, from your answer, is that one of them is, and these are ones that were just kind of coming in my mind with this, of looking at it. One of them is, what does the training look like? You talk about the scripts. So are these scripts that you already have developed? I know you guys work with over 1,200 MSPs currently. So do you have already pre-done scripts, or like, how is that onboarding when someone's coming on to work with you, and what does that look like from a ramp up time?
Yeah, such a great question, such a great setup. So thank you for that. So ramp up time, again, client service team is amazing. Typically, we can have you up and running within 24 to 48 hours. Technically, when you sign up with us, the service is live. If you choose to send your calls over, we're going to answer in very simple scripting. Thanks for calling Jeff's MSP. How may I help you? Take a name, a number, and a message until you've worked with our team. As far as scripting is concerned, we can do it several ways. If we have something that you like, as far as maybe something that somebody else is using, we use this a lot in referrals. If somebody's referring a customer to us, they'll say, just use Jeff's, Jeff is given permission to use his scripting. I love the way that it works. So super easy. We can do it that way. But really, it is unique and custom to your business. So we want it to be the experience for your business, and our team will help you to know, and to make sure that it flows correctly. And also on that note, Jeff, our agents also can provide feedback, just like the client, anybody that we have can provide feedback about maybe how an agent took a call. The agents can also provide feedback. If that script is just too difficult to navigate, they are going to provide that information back to our team, who will then reach out to the client, let them know. We never change anything without the permission of the client. Did that answer your questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
And I'll see if there's more questions that are coming through. I'm not seeing, I do have a couple questions here. I do want to ask, you talked about integration with different tools. And so I think you said that the Keep integration is not necessarily all the way set up yet, but you had it on there. And I know that's one that we've talked about here. And a lot of our members on the TMT side of things are using Keep here. When you do integrations, and I'll talk generically because I know it's not all the way done, so I don't want to have you promise something by accident that is not there. When you look at something like a CRM, do you start to have the capability of where someone can actually go and look someone up in the CRM, or how do those integrations work? Speaking more general of the different integrations that you have right now.
Yes, and that's a great question because it's something that we receive quite frequently. We cannot have login information, so we don't go into anybody's system, even if they want to provide the credentials. We just do not operate that way. From our client service end, when they're setting up the CRM, it is a one-way push of the information. So that information just goes into their CRM and populates into the fields as needed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
There was a question oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and also on that note, my understanding is with the keep, and again, I know we don't want to get too much into it, but I believe that there's a web form, and we've discussed this with Matt and Peyton, Matt on your end and Peyton on our end, and it does seem to be that it is a great fit.
Okay, excellent. This was an interesting question that Paul had, and I know Peyton already answered it directly with Paul here, but Paul had said, I may have missed it, but are there any outbound call services included, such as callbacks and appointment confirmation? And then also a second part of that question is, in terms of level 1 support, does that include things like ticket submission? So if someone calls in with a help desk ticket, is there ability to have someone from Answer Connect to be able to submit that ticket into their PSA system or their ticketing system?
Yeah, great questions, Paul. You only get one. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Paul. So let's see. Yes, we can do outbound calling. That does carry an additional charge. I believe it's $19.99 a month. I believe, or is it $29.99? Jack's checking for me. But we can do that. We don't do outbound calling. Excuse me. We don't do cold calling or any type of selling. But exactly what Paul just mentioned, maybe confirming appointments and that sort of thing. Easy peasy, something that we can definitely do. And if Jacqueline's writing something, I can't see it again. I don't know what's going on with my screen, but I'm just going to assume she's either saying it's $19.99 or $29.99. It's one of those. Sorry.
Oh, $19.99.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much. So with that, again, you would work with our client service team to, there's a trigger email that will come up that will let them know. It comes to our agents much like the phone calls do, but they come as an outbound call, and it will have the script again of what they're doing. I see that you reached out to Paul's MSP. You have a scheduled appointment for tomorrow at 11 a.m. and we're calling to confirm.
Okay.
And then the last part of that question was the tier 1 support. I feel like something, I forgot it.
The second part of that would be, are the agents able to submit
yes.
support tickets?
Yes, and that'll be part of the scripting as well.
Okay.
Put into that script. I know I just keep talking about the script, but it really is the lifeline to the agents.
Yeah, absolutely. So another question that just came through here, is there a way to know that it's a current client? So we're maintaining that relationship with them and not answering like a new lead.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we would probably have to have maybe in the script where, are you a current client, an existing client, could be something that we could be asking. The other, I guess, way to see it is on the script. You can see if it's a repeat customer. Let's just say that Peyton, calls frequently. So we'll see how many times he's called, and we're able to see Peyton Anderson. We can see his phone number. So it kind of gives a little bit of that being familiar with them. Hi, is this Peyton? Are you calling from 866-742-8121? Great. And we also have in the messages where they can also see past messages from Peyton. So they can also do addendums if maybe Peyton called in and then he calls back and says, oh, I forgot to add this. Easy.
Excellent. So I know you've got a special offer, but I wanted to ask you this, is that like, who's a best fit? I know Jacqueline was letting me know that you've got over 1,200 MSPs that are working with Answer Connect. So you've got a lot of experience in the MSP industry, but for Is this just for that one person operation? Is it for, like, is there a best fit for Answer Connect within the MSP space?
Are you speaking to size?
Yeah, size of
Yep.
company, size, shape,
Yeah.
what's the best fit customer for you, or is there, maybe
Yeah.
even said a different way, is there anyone that it's not really a good fit for you?
The quick answer to that would be no. In the MSP industry, I mean, we do turn down, there are industries that we turn down, but for the MSP, I mean, we have, a one-man show, one-woman show, up to somebody who's got, several hundred employees, is a much larger, on a much larger spectrum. Our call packages, if you will, which is kind of where that indicator comes from. I mean, we have minutes from 200 minutes, and we're capable of up to 100,000 minutes a month. So that should be a great indicator. We have over 1,000 agents taking calls at any given time. And as I mentioned earlier, we were talking about operationally. This is how our team understands how to staff and make sure. We were talking about that service level, 2 to 4 rings. We're super proud of that. I mean, at over 99% to take those calls. But I would say the quick answer to that, Jeff, would be no. I mean, we could service all the MSPs.
Okay, great. Well, let's do this. I see another question, but I want to see what's the special offer that you have for today for everyone that's on here?
Sure. Let me see. There we go. So for today, we do have this great offer. It's $10 a month for the next 3 months of service. It is the full service. I mean, we're not cutting any corners there. It's just as if you had paid full price. This is on our 300-minute package. Typically covers about 150 calls a month. All of our packages are based on a 2-minute call time. As we've keep talking about, your script is unique and custom, so your call time can be more or less, but we base all of these packages on a 2-minute call time. So it's for 3 months. After the 3 months, you can certainly stay in that package. You'll see in your portal what your call volume is, maybe a great fit for you. Do you need less minutes? You can move down to a lower package. Do you need more minutes? You can move into a higher package. So nice little way to get started and experience our service and, see what a great value we are for you. We strive for great retention, and we want to keep you, obviously, but you are also able to opt out if for some reason it's not a fit.
And then Rita, how do they take advantage of that? What do they need to do?
I mean, they can reach me. Peyton, I don't know if you can write in there. I feel like he had something. Is he answering? Why can I not see this, everybody? Or Peyton, if you can just speak to that. At any rate, let me get my information up here. I do apologize for that.
Sure.
You can certainly reach me. This is my direct line, 866-742-8121, or by email, or schedule a time with me. I'm always happy to delve in a little bit deeper for your specific MSP to find out how we can help you and grow your business or take care of your business as much as possible. So if you want to take maybe a screenshot of that or a picture of that and send that, and if you are interested, we're happy to send you the actual promo so that you can fill that out. Process is very simple. I promise you, it's painless and it's very simple.
And we'll go ahead and leave that up here right now. So if you are connecting with Rita, just make sure that you mention the MSP Success webinar here to be able to get that special deal that Rita just talked about. And I know for those that are live on right now, I know Peyton posted it up. I'm going to repost this here in the chat to everyone here with a special link. It's a little bit of an ugly link with a lot of equal signs and ampersands and everything else in there, but that'll get you to the specific unique promo link for today's webinar.
Thanks.
But if you connect with
Jeff.
Rita directly too, then you're going to be able to get that. I did want to go back to a couple questions that are in here that were some unique questions. I'm curious on these.
Okay.
One of them is, what do you do with vendors calling? Is there a script for that too?
Yeah, great question. I wish I had prizes to give everybody. Seriously, they're such good questions. I have nothing to give you, but thank you. So we do have a program called 30 Under 30, where the first 30 calls under 30 seconds, we don't bill you for, and that resets each billing period. So that's kind of helpful there. We can also have in the script for our agents to do a quick disconnect as soon as they know that it's a spam call or a vendor or gosh, a salesperson, man. But they can do a quick disconnect of those calls as well.
Okay. Yeah, and that was another one, was the spam calls, which you just answered as well. And I know Jacqueline answered it in the chat. I just want to make sure I didn't miss something here, because I know there was around the vendors. So, great offer that you've got here today, $10 a month for the first 3 months here. Fantastic deal with it. You can connect with Rita if you're just seeing it right here on the screen that we've got, or if you are here live on the webinar, because I know some will be watching this recorded with us as well, is that you will see it, that link that I posted up in the chat, and we'll make sure that we'll get that posted up below the video as well with the recording here. So, and Randy's saying it only shows 2 months at $10 in the link. Randy, why don't you just connect directly with Rita on that one, and she'll make sure to get you taken care of on that. So here's what I would say as part of this too, is that, I would like to just say, I really appreciate the support from Answer Connect. When you hear of what they're doing within the MSP market with so many MSPs that they're working with, of where it's important with that you have someone that actually understands the industry here with MSPs. It's not just someone that does an answering service and you can go there and they have no idea what MSP means, does, what we do for our clients, that they actually know that, are looking at with those integrations, doing things like that. That's great, of being able to work on that integration with our team, or being able to do some things with our team to be able to connect with Keep there, since so many people use that. I'm just specialist in that and being able to work with. And I wanted to also recognize, as part of that, for those of you, I mentioned at the beginning of the call with our MSP Sales Roadshow tour that's coming this fall, that's another great opportunity to be able to get there, see them in person. But that shows also the dedication to this industry, to the MSP industry, that they're out there at the shows. You can see them, talk with them in person. And so, Rita, I'm glad I'll be looking forward to seeing you here in, I think, about 3.5 weeks or so is when our first road show in Chicago is there. So, if you're not already registered for it, make sure that you do. MSPsalesroadshow.com is the place to go for that. But Rita, it's been great. I'm not seeing any other questions, and so I think with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up today's call. There, Randy, they'll go ahead and get you taken care of with that. I see a few comments with that, but make sure, if you haven't done so already, take a snapshot of that, of Rita's information. You can always get it direct from her with that. But Rita, I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Likewise, thank you all so much. I know how important your time is, so I really appreciate the time that you've spent here. And of course, Jeff, thank you so much, and MSP Success Magazine, for allowing me to do this webinar today. Hope everybody has an amazing day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.